Hello my friends, in this video I'm going to talk about my dream studio desk because I found it and it's this one. Many of you have been asking me why I haven't done a studio tour for a while. I've been building my studio for quite a few months, and the reason is because I was waiting to finalize the new desk that I got, because I wanted my new desk to be something very, very specific. So my new desk is made by a company called StudioDesk. I'm pretty sure that many of you will already know StudioDesk. They make some of the most fantastic studio desks in the business, and I'm not new to StudioDesk. I've been using their desks in various studios I've worked for, and I always found them fantastic. A couple of years ago, I got in touch with them and I said to them, I'm very interested in getting a desk, but I want these specific things for the desk that I'm going to have. So do you have anything in mind? And I remember them telling me, hold up for a while because we might have just the perfect desk for you. And they were right. This is it. This is the newest addition to the StudioDesk family. And this desk, my friends, is called the DOMinator. So this is their DOMinator desk, and this is exactly what I needed for many, many years. And let me explain why. Before I made this video, I wanted to use this desk before I do it and tell you all about this, because I felt that I didn't want to make a video straight away after I built this without having tried it, without trying the ergonomics of it, and just go ahead and make a video and then realize that something is not exactly how I expected it to be. So I actually waited for a few months and I actually used this desk to death, and now I'm ready to tell you all about it. First of all, the desk is built like a tank, right? There are no rough edges. You're not going to injure yourself while using the desk. This has happened to me. This is not just something that I'm saying. I've injured myself using previous desks, okay? Bleeding and everything. As you can see, there are zero rough edges here. Everything is finished to perfection. And this piano-like luster here, I can really appreciate this as a pianist. I mean, this is not cheap to make. I know that for a fact. So this is high-end materials we're talking about. As a matter of fact, this is so similar to a piano finish that I got one of these piano polish cloths so that I can polish this because it's so beautiful. And now let's get to the most important things, right? I mean, this is the desk. As you can see, there's a lot of space for pretty much everything. And this was the big problem that I had with previous desks that I used to own. I was overgrowing them, and then I was buying a new desk, and it was always like a constant hassle trying to rewire everything. I have my keyboard, I have a bigger controller. By the way, this is the SSL UF8 that I'm trying out. My CC121 is still with me. It's not going away. I'm just testing this. If you want me to make a review, let me know in the comments down below. I'm going to let you know my thoughts because I have quite a few thoughts about the UF8. Stream Deck, my Machina Mark III. I'm not going to go into detail about all the gear that I have here because I'm going to do a studio tour. Yes, the time has come. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that video because it is coming. I promise. And then the most important thing, all the gear is in front of me. All the gear that is necessary for mixing and for mastering are in front of me. So I have, starting from the right, the API 2500 Plus, the SSL compressor. I have the Rupert Neve Designs Portico 2 Master Bus processor here, which is super important. I really wanted to have this straight in front of me when I'm mastering. I also have the TRACKBALL Audio 500 series, A.500. So when I'm mixing, I have all these modules in front of me, and the Purple Audio 1176 MC77 compressor. So basically, so many things are in front of me, are at the right angle, so I can immediately tweak them, and I never go outside the sweet spot when I'm mixing. So you can have 8 units here, 2 more units on the right and 2 units on the left. And this is of course my Portico 2 channel, which I love. I'm never getting rid of this. This is now discontinued, so I'm keeping this until the end of time. So what I like about this desk is that I can go very easily from mixing to mastering to production. And for me, this is super important because I do all of these things. My workflow is very hybrid. So sometimes I'm 100% production mode, sometimes I'm 100% mastering mode. So when I'm into mastering, I want to be able to go here and reach right there and start doing my mastering. When I'm mixing, I want to be able to have all my mixing stuff right here. And again, I'm always in the sweet spot. And then if I want to go into production mode, check this out. I go a little bit further back and look at that. I can just slide and my keyboard comes out. And this is an 88 key keyboard. I actually upgraded from my previous Complete Control, that was the 49 version. There was a reason why I had this version with my previous desk, because it couldn't fit anything else. It could only fit up to 61 keys. Now this is a proper 88 hammer grade. I can have a montage here, okay? It's very sturdy. It's one of the best keyboard stands I've ever used because I can play, it doesn't move, and I'm a heavy player sometimes, you know, especially when I play drums on the keys. For me, this is super, super huge because now I have 88 keys for my key switches. I have everything right here. I also can fit, look at that, the monogram modules right here. So when I am in a full production mode and I'm doing film music or something like this, I connect my brain here from monogram and I'm good to go. I have everything right here. So my expression, CC controllers and all these things. So this for me, it has changed my life. It's so important for me to be able to have like a full range of a piano. And when I'm done, I can just do this. And it slides perfectly on the carpet. You don't need to struggle to do this. And it's so sturdy. I feel like I'm playing a grand piano when I'm playing the keyboard on this keyboard stand. The keyboard is where it should be. If you're a pianist, you will really appreciate that because it's the right height for a pianist. It's not too high, it's not too low. You don't have to use a special chair if you want to play with this keyboard stand. It really feels that the people that made these desks are real musicians and they know what this is all about. So if you're a keyboard player and you want to go for this, I would totally suggest you get the keyboard stand as well because this is really, really fantastic. So when I want to go back to mixing and I've stopped producing, I can go back here and I'm ready to go. Now, the great thing is I already have my 4K monitor on a VESA stand, so that means I can move it forward. Check this out. I can just go like this. And if I want to produce and I'm further back, I can just bring the screen a little bit towards me so I don't have to struggle, you know, when I want to produce. And then when I'm back to mixing, I can just go back here. And of course, this VESA mount I've been using for ages, but this desk can handle this no problem. The speakers are in the right height. I didn't have to adjust anything. I always have my Prima Acoustic stands there. These help a lot. So, but everything is so clean and so functional. So I have my machine here if I want to do some beats. Another very cool thing, this is the armrest. This is so important. When you're mixing and you have your elbows like this, you don't get fatigued. This feels so good, this armrest. But check this out. Let's move on this way. And check what StudioDesk did here. This is embroidered into the actual armrest. Check this out. Beautiful. And they actually took my logo and they managed to do this. This is not like a stamp or anything like that. This is real embroidery. Beautiful, beautiful. So I love this. I mean, how much more can you ask for, right? And this is what I like about this desk. The attention to detail is just impeccable. You know, all the finishes. This thing, check this one out. Check this one out. All the details here with the LED lights. You see that? That's beautiful. And of course, they give you a remote so you can change the color. And it has, you know, the effects and all these things, everything that you would expect. Look at that. This is inside the desk. It's beautiful. And this is not just for show. When you're mixing in a dark room or when you're producing, I always like to turn off the lights, by the way. I get in the zone, I focus, I am more creative like this. I always like to have this LED light here because it helps me see what's going on with my analog gear. And I have 8 units here, so this helps me see what I'm doing. And I can actually go like this and I can change the colors. And these colors sync with the main console, with the sides, and underneath the keyboard. So just the desk is a mood setter. It can set the mood for you. And in general, the desk is really ergonomic. You can actually fit 2 monitors in there if you're not using a 32-inch like I do. You can possibly have some grot box speakers, and it has tons of space right here for your usual suspects. USB hubs, I have one here, I have one more right here, and I also have my MIDI interface right here. Now behind this monitor here, I also have another hub. It's hidden neatly right there. You never see it, but it's there. And I have tons of stuff like my USB keys, my iLocks, everything is right there. So now if I do this, you will never see it again. The most important thing for me is that this desk finally makes me creative because I don't have to fight in order to do a simple thing. I mean, with previous desks, they were either too high or too low, or there was not enough space, so I had to bring like a stand for my machina, or I had to go somewhere else to do my 88 keys piano work and all these things. They didn't have enough space for proper mixing surfaces, and let's not even start mentioning about the sheer amount of use space that you have with this desk. So I have recording, mixing, mastering, and mixing right here. Everything is at my fingertips. That's what I'm most excited about, and that's why I've waited so long to make this video, because I wanted to show you this. There's also tons of organization in the back for all your cabling and all these things, so you can have a cable organizer if you want to, which of course I got it, and it's very, very clean for the sheer amount of cables that I have behind this desk. So what is my honest verdict for DOMinator by StudioDesk? I think this desk is a piece of art. I think it is what I always wanted to be, and I'm not saying that this is going to be the desk for everybody, because I know that many people might not have all this gear, you know, and this is going to be 100% over the top. But I would like to tell you that, first of all, I would suggest you go to StudioDesk's website. They have tons of desks, and some of them are really, really brilliant. I would buy them in a heartbeat, but I have so much analog gear that they couldn't fit this. This is the only desk that could fit all the gear. The other one they make is the SL, but that's way, way too big for my studio. If you're a producer, this desk is for you. If you're a mixing engineer and you have analog gear, or if you're planning to get analog gear, consider this as well, because I've made this mistake. Don't make the same mistake that I did. If you're planning to get analog gear, look into something like this, because this will allow you to expand as your needs grow. If you're into mastering, again, this is going to allow you to master without getting out of the sweet spot. Honestly, the only thing that I can think of as a negative is that if you want to build this, you need at least 2 people, right? This is not an IKEA desk. This is a proper piece of furniture, so it's heavy. It is heavy. So when this thing arrives at your place, make sure you have somebody to build it with you, because this is proper. This is real, you know, heavy furniture. So don't be fooled, and don't think for a second, oh, I can do this on my own. Trust me, I tried. It's not possible. So this is the only thing, but you know what? It's not really a con, because if you could build it yourself and it was such a big desk and it was light, anything you did on it, it would just wobble, it would fall apart, and it would be completely broken in 1.5 years. I've been there, I know that. So this is my new desk. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this gives you a good idea of what to expect if you're planning to get a new desk and if you're going for something as advanced as the DOMinator. So I'm going to link this down below if you want to check it out. I'm also going to have affiliate links, so if you purchase through these links, you're also supporting the channel. I'm also going to have some special discounts for you down below that StudioDesk kindly provided. So go check them out. Even if you're not interested in this desk, you might find some other desks that are really cool there. Like I said, stay tuned for the full studio tour. That's coming up very, very soon. So make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one, my friends. DOMinator here, signing off. Bye-bye.